Hey guys, it's Kazi here, and I thought I'd go ahead and do a quick little tier list. This shouldn't take too long, but just kind of want to show you guys what I think are the best DOKKANFEST TURs at the moment for global in January 2025. So let's go ahead and just start. I have one honorable mention right here. This is gonna be Topo. I really want to go ahead and put him on the list. I want him to share a number 10 spot with the Scouter Vegeta. The reason I kind of want him to share a spot is because I think he's at the level of Scouter Vegeta, but he's just not quite there in terms of how quickly this guy burns out. So Topo, when he first comes out, he's a pretty mediocre unit. He's gonna have a solid amount of damage reduction. He's gonna be really good for special pose and Defenders of Justice, and he is almost essential on the Universe 11 team, only because there's not a whole lot of Universe 11 guys out right now. So I want to go ahead and slot this guy in. Where he really shines is the first turn after he transforms into his God of Destruction form. After he transforms into his God of Destruction form, he really does become an absolute gallant. The only issue is that Dokkan knew he was very powerful, so they put like heavy turn limiters on his God of Destruction form, meaning that he is like one of the strongest takes in the game. First turn of God of Destruction Topo, and he precipitously loses 10% of his damage reduction as the turns go on. So yeah, he loses his tank ability very quickly, but he does end up pumping out significantly more damage with his guaranteed crits in that form as well. So he can kind of do it all, but like I said, he really does burn out, but he is a very bright star. It's just, like I said, very unfortunate that he burns out so quickly. The other one for number 10, we're going to go ahead and have Vegeta. This will be the only one where we actually share spots, because I think everybody else is kind of like in a tier their own after. So for Scouter Vegeta, when he first comes into turn, as you can see in his entrance animation, he's going to get Ki +3 in attack and defense 180 for the rest of the battle, but he has to only be facing one enemy, which is pretty much ideal. If you're facing more than one opponent, normally those are like some weaker level events, DOKKANFEST, etc. Maybe some of the red zones. But for the most part, all the hardest events in the game are going to be against just one enemy. So this is like a literally just free stats. He's a nuking style unit in the sense to where he's going to make his own orbs, and then he's also going to feed off of orbs. Really my only gripe with this guy is that he's just really not in a league with some of the other guys coming up. He is a very greedy unit, meaning that you have to give him a lot of resources. He needs to do a lot of attacks, and he's just not very supportive. I mean, the only support that he really gets is literally in the orb changing. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for him. Dirty Fireworks is cool though, I'm not gonna lie. Final Galagon as well. He's going to be raising his attack greatly and then raising defense by about 20%. Yeah, like I said, he's good. It's just that he's really not in the tier with the rest of the guys that we're going to see later on the list. A couple of things to note is that he does in fact carry the Planet Namek Saga, Pure Saiyans, and Vegeta's family. Pure Saiyans, Vegeta's family don't really need it, but Planet Namek Saga is a very bad category, so it is nice that he does have that. Dragon Ball Seekers as well is a pretty bad category. Inhumanity is a pretty bad category. Planet Destruction has recently become very good. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be about it for him. Really the only things that are saving this guy is the Planet Namek Saga category lead. And then, like I said, he's a very greedy unit. He can get very powerful, but you really do have to put a lot of resources into this guy, whereas some of the other guys, you just don't. So, I'm going to go back to the list. We're going to go ahead and throw Vegeta. We're going to throw Top. So, go ahead and just exit out those. We're going to go ahead to the next one. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Let's go, DRAGONFEST. Okay, so this guy's an older unit as well. I just want to go ahead and read out some of his stats, because if you read out his whole kit, he doesn't seem as powerful as he actually is. So he's going to get attacking defense 200%, medium percent chance of performing a critical hit, high chance of evading enemies' attack, and he's going to get more stats when he performs a super, and more stats and chance of performing crit and evading as the second or third attacker. So you're going to want this guy as a second, or you're going to want him as a floater. He's going to get an additional attack and a chance of performing crit when HP is 59% or less. So as you get lower on, he's going to become a little bit stronger. And then he can also nullify unarmed super attacks. This guy is just very good all around. And then we have the standby as well. 70% or less HP starting from the third turn, or starting from the sixth turn from the start of battle. these are kind of delayed. The third turn with 70% or less HP, that's a little bit sad. So you're probably going to be seeing it roughly around the sixth turn. Normally is when you're going to get his standby. But yeah, he has a pretty generic super attack, greatly raising attack, and then raises defense for one turn. I think this guy's in a pretty good category. I also want to speak a little bit about his team specifically. This Super Saiyan 3 Goku is very, very good on the Movie Heroes team, of course, that he leads. He's a very, very good Super Saiyan 3 unit. We don't really have a lot of those at the moment. Kamehameha's like a whatever. We can go ahead and go down to the rest of his, but he's on the Majin Buu Saga category now with the recent updates that they made to characters, specifically Movie Heroes characters that are in the same Majin Buu Saga but participate in movies events. Now that he's in here, it does help him out a little bit. He's going to have all the generic Goku categories as well, and the generic Goku Super Saiyan 3 links like Limit Breaking Power, Over in a Flash, etc. But yeah, I think this guy is perfect right here at 9. You could argue he's a little bit higher. It's just that from what I've used to him, he is the poor man's equivalent to the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku that we'll see much later in the tier list. Like, that guy is just significantly better. However, I will like to say that Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, the one that fights Majin Buu, is a gorgeous pair for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, because this guy, like I said, you want to put him in slot 2 or 3. That other Goku, you really want to just throw him in slot 1 because he'll end up having 90% damage reduction and guard. So those guys kind of like work hand in hand together, and now that they're both on Majin Buu Saga, it works even better because that Super Saiyan 3 Goku that we'll see later on actually needs a Majin Buu Saga category ally on the turn with him. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and throw this guy straight into 9. I don't really see a whole lot of contention with that. I think he is 9. Maybe you could throw him at 8, but you'll see the 8 guy right now. Master Roshi, let's go. Okay, so I really like Master Roshi. I know there's a lot of people that are gonna hate and be like, oh, Master Roshi shouldn't be up here. Master Roshi should be down there with Vegeta or with Toppo. Okay, guys, run the Dragon Ball Saga team, just please, or run the Turtle School team. This guy is literally the perfect filler unit. He is like the epitome of throw this guy, or run 2 of him, have him as the leader skill, and then just play with whatever characters that you want to play with, and he's gonna just perfectly fit in, regardless of really what teams that you're having, as long as you're leading, of course. He's just a really good floater. So we're gonna run through some of his passive skill right now. So when he comes in, he's gonna reduce damage received by 30% for 7 turns, which is ridiculously long, by the way. 7 turns, just 30% damage reduction. We're already cooking. 150 for attack and defense, plus an additional 150, and launches an additional super attack when performing a super attack. So just more stats. Gonna reduce damage if there are another 2 or more Turtle School category allies. Turtle Schools are Krillin's, Goku's, other Master Roshis, etc. Very easy when you see his 200% leader skill. Or, sorry, when you see one of his 200% leader skills. He has Peppy Gals for just a flat 200%. And then we have Turtle School and Dragon Ball Saga as long as they are a Bond of Master and Disciple or Kamehameha. So you see Turtle School, Kamehameha, instantly just start thinking Goku. This is how it is. We're going to go down a little bit more. He's going to get more stats depending on how many Peppy Gals category allies are attacking in the same turn, which is very good. We have cards like Bulma and stuff that'll round that out, make it look good. A lot of EZAs came out with this guy, by the way, that'll make him look absolutely gorgeous. And like most of the Peppy Gal cards have gotten like their EZAs at this point as well. Plus an additional 82 attack and high chance of performing a critical hit when there's an ally whose name includes Bulma attacking in the same turn, which is absolutely amazing. I actually really like running this team with basically all of the UI Gokus, Bulma, and then 2 Master Roshis, one as mine, one as the friend unit, and then we just kind of rotate them out. Reason being is because I like actually having a LR STR Bulma as a main unit on my main rotation, just because of how much support she can give, and the orb changing as well. Turtle School and Peppy Gals category allies key plus 2 attacking defense plus 50. It does exclude him, but that's perfectly fine. Literally, this is absolutely huge support. Keep in mind, guys, Turtle School and Peppy Gals category. That's it. Like I said, this guy is the perfect. He's literally Glorio at home. He's Glorio at home. He doesn't do all the Glorio stuff, but he has that Glorio support. The only difference is Glorio, the support that Glorio gives is like all encompassing. Everybody gets it. This guy, Roshi, is specifically for Turtle School and Peppy Gals. So we just gotta go ahead and keep that in mind. Absolutely adore him. He can very much hold his own as a 3rd slot unit, and he's a unit that I don't mind having my unit as the leader and then bringing in a friend unit. There are some of these cards that are on the list that I really don't recommend having two of. A big one would be that Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I really don't recommend having two of him, having him run as the lead and then picking up a friend one for him. And then the Dirty Fireworks Vegeta, I really don't recommend having two of them on a team. I just don't. I think they're too greedy of units to warrant having multiple of them on the team, and I don't think they do enough for the team to warrant having double of them. You know, they're not a Beast Gohan. They're not a, oh, we have a slot 1 unit for each rotation now. Like, no, that they're not that. They're not that. They're not that good. They are slot 2. Maybe we can get like some crazy guy to like wank them off and they become like absolutely amazing slot 2 units. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We have Big Roshi up here. Where is he? Oh, handsome. We have Vegeta here coming up next. Okay, so I've really debated between Vegeta and Lord Slug. Maybe I might change it at the end of this video. But I think Lord Slug is just doing far too much now, especially since we got the demonic power buffs with Glorio and stuff like that. We're going to go ahead and go with Vegeta. So Vegeta's family of Super Saiyans is going to be his 200% with Pure Saiyans, Battle of Wits, and Mastered Evolution for the additional 30. So this guy just kind of does it all. I spoke about him a little bit for the Should You Summon on the Dokkan Fest Step Up tier list. And it is just absolutely insane what this guy can do. So basically, read through his kit. Guards all attack, just TLDR, guards all attacks, 150 for stats, key +2, so he's going to be throwing out supers, 100%. Produces about 18% damage reduction. We call for 3 turns from the character starting turn as well. So it's just enough time for him to go ahead and get into his transformation to where he just like reduces damage reduction, or where he just reduces damage by 18%, just 100% of the time. But yeah, basically this guy, if he gets hit, he's going to get more defense. The more HP he has, the more defense he has. And yeah, like I said, he's just going to keep rising his defense when he gets hit up to a certain cap, about 80%. So 3 hits and he's done. And then he's going to launch an additional attack that can become a super attack when there's an ally whose name includes Goku attacking in the same turn, or an enemy whose name includes Goku. Like I said, this guy is going to be leading the Super Saiyans team as well, which he is another character that I actually don't mind having having him be my leader and then also having him be the friend leader. But I will say the Super Saiyans team is very powerful right now, and you probably want one of the LRs as the secondary Super Saiyans leader. So you're probably not going to get in a position where you actually have 2 Vegetas, but that's perfectly fine. There's very rare cards in this game where like I actually would have 2 of them on one team. So we're going to just scroll down a little bit. Like I said, his damage reduction is perfect. 3 turns, he's going to go ahead and transform. He's going to be stacking attack and defense as well. He also seals, which can help for some SBRs and ESBR runs, but for the most part, it's going to be like irrelevant in the harder content. But yeah, once he finally does transform, he's literally just going to be him. I mean, we can kind of just pull him up right now. He's going to guard all his attacks, same thing as before. He gets a little bit more stats now. He's going to guarantee reduce the damage reduction, no more turn limit. He's going to get ridiculous amounts of attack the weaker the enemy is. The weaker the enemy is, the less HP that they have, the more attack buff he's going to get. And this is just like made to whittle down the opponent basically. And then he also has an active skill, the Big Bang attack, or the Photon, was it? Yeah, Big Bang attack is his active skill. Photon Bomber is his super. Basically, he's just going to nuke him. That's just it. Facing one enemy with HP is 80% or less. Boom, drop this. After that, they're probably going to be like 50, 60. And that's when you're going to start getting the additional attacks. Or additional attack percentage buffs on his super. He's also going to get a little bit more defense when he receives an attack. And he's going to launch an additional super attack within the same turn and disable the attacked enemy's action once within the turn after receiving an attack. So that plays out perfectly. Throw him in slot 1. Boom, he gets hit, gets all his defense. He goes for the big hit. GG. That's pretty much it. That's how he works. He's an older unit at this point, which is wild. I think he might be the oldest unit on the list. I think he is. But yeah, just ridiculous card. Absolutely amazing. He still holds his own. The only reason I don't have him in the slot higher is because I really do think our big boy Lord Slug is just doing too much. And I say this, and I absolutely mean it. I might actually put him up a slot or 2 by the end of this tier list, but this guy is just doing too much. So go ahead and start. As soon as he comes in, he's going to get attacked 200% and reduce damage by 33% for the rest of battle. And he's going to drop his domain for 3 turns. As long as there are another 3 or more demonic power category allies on the team upon the character's entry. I want to go ahead and say this right now. This guy was fairly weak before Glorio drop, and now that Glorio's here, we have just absolutely amazing synergy. Demonic power, guys. This is all the Namekians. What do you call it? This is pretty much all the Gohans are on demonic power. All of the Majins, because they're all demons, are on demonic power. Majin Buu, etc. And yeah, and then the Broly's as well. Yeah, this is a ridiculous. This is a ridiculous character right here. And I only say this because, for one, he's gonna hold his own. I'm gonna get a little bit more into his kid in a second. But he also makes everyone look better around him. Like I said, as soon as he comes in, he's going to get a big attack buff, and he's going to get 33% damage reduction. 33, we're going to keep that in mind. As long as there's 3 or more demonic power, bro, you're running him on the Glorio team. 100%. You're running him on the Glorio team. You're running Glorio as the leader. You're going to get the friend Glorio. You're going to throw this guy in. You're going to throw a whole bunch of Brolys, and they're going to look absolutely amazing together. So, with this guy, when he comes in, he's going to drop his domain. Demonic power categories and allies, attack and defense 15%. Increased damage received by superclass enemies and allies by 10%, plus an additional 15 for characters who also belong to the Earthbred Fighters category. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Just 15% buff to stats as soon as we get in for 3 turns. And like I said, 33% for the rest of battle is what this guy's going to have for his damage reduction. And then in his kit, he's going to get 200% attack and defense, and he's going to reduce damage received by another 30%. 66% damage reduction on Lord Slug. He's going to be dropping the domain down, and he's going to have that 60% damage reduction the entire time. I don't really want to read the rest of his kit, but basically every single attack that he performs, he's going to get a monstrous amount of attacking defense. He also has a Scouter after he receives 5 attacks in battle, which is pretty easy to get him. And then he's going to recover HP if you're low on HP at the end of the turn. And he's also going to recover even more HP, and he's also going to give all allies ki while his domain is active. So yeah, I think that's kind of it. I don't want to speak more about him because I think his slot right here is 100% warranted. If not, I should put him higher. But yeah, that's going to be Lord Slug. We're just going to slot him just straight up into 6. Like I said, I might throw him up into 5. We'll just go ahead and see how it works. We'll see how it rolls. We have Majin Buu good next. A little bit biased for this character. I think you probably could go ahead and throw in Lord Slug above him. But this is just my personal list. I absolutely love Majin Buu good. He was who I ran for the Majin Buu Saga lead before Super Saiyan 3 LR Gotenks came out. But he's just very, very good all around. I absolutely love his team, the Majin Power team, which is just ridiculous team. Links up very, very well with the pure evil Buu that transforms into Super Buu at the end. I think a couple of things to note about this guy is, for one, he has a delay attack. He has a Ghost Usher, which I very, very much like. He's going to get a whole bunch of, well, for one, he's going to be pretty much infinitely recovering HP, as does like the rest of the Majin Power team does. But this guy, he's a little bit limited in the sense that he does need Majin Buu Saga, so he's not going to be a card to where like you could just throw him on any team, like, you know, Glory or something like that. He is limited to the Majin Buu Saga category, pretty much, or as long as you at least have some Majin Buu Saga category units around. But yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be his only limitations, is that you really do need to run him with the Majin Buu Saga team. But thankfully, like, every iteration of the Majin Buu Saga team is good. The movie hero / Majin Buu Saga one is good. The Super Saiyan / Majin Buu Saga is good. The Majin Power / Majin Buu Saga is good. Like, the Extreme one is good. The Super is good. Like, everything about the Majin Buu Saga category at the moment on Global Dokkan, or just Dokkan in period, in January 2025, is just absolutely amazing. He is going to help you survive KO attacks up to once per turn, so he's got like that Yajirobe effect going on. He's going to guard all attacks and launch an additional super attack starting from the turn in which the character or an ally's revival skill is activated. I just want to go ahead and say that that is very, very important. That additional buff that he gets is very, very good, because you no longer need the 50% or more HP to guard all attacks, because that's the only way this guy is guarding, is if at the start of turn you have 50% or more HP, which should be easy if you're running the Majin Power team. But I have found if you're just throwing this guy on like a normal Majin Buu Saga team with like other super class Majin Buu Saga guys, not necessarily a whole bunch of Majin Power characters, there are some times where you do catch this guy like just not guarding, just because you're not recovering them on HP you would be recovering if you had a full Majin Power team. But yeah, that's gonna be where Buu's at. Like I said, or you can argue me all you want, put Lord Slug ahead of him, you know, but I prefer Majin Buu good a little bit more. I love the Majin Power team a little bit more than I like the Demonic Power team at the moment. Even though I will admit the demonic power team is probably objectively better because of how good all these rollies are and stuff like that. And then of course of another guy that's coming up, but we'll get to him soon. We have Majin Buu Majin Buuhan. We'll go ahead and say that. We have him slotting at the next spot. I believe this is the 4th slot. So with Majin Buuhan, we have power absorption, transformation, artificial life forms, and an uncontrollable power, which is a really cool Broly. 200% right there. Transformation boost and uncontrollable power. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and guard all attacks. 200% attack and defense. He's gonna get more attack and defense when he attacks, and he's also gonna get a high chance of performing a critical hit for 6 turns from the start of battle, which is really good. Do keep in mind that this will run out for 6 turns, so just be careful. High chance of evading attack and launches additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack starting from the 7th turn, which is really nice. So as soon as this drops off, you do start getting a couple more things to kind of hold you over in case you don't want to go ahead and hit your your Dokkan field. So we're gonna get more attack and performing critical, and extreme class allies keep +2 attack and defense +50 when there is another power absorption or transformation boost category ally attack in the same turn. You're always gonna get that. You're always gonna get it. That's just how it is with this guy. You're always gonna get that. The more HP remaining when the character receives an attack for the first time in a turn, the greater the additional defense boost received. So first hit, this guy's gonna look pretty dang good. After that, he's gonna look less good. But like I said, a key recurring thing with this is HP for the Majin Power team. And yeah, all the Majin Power guys have some form of healing. So a lot of this is gonna be pretty easy to get. Like anything regarding HP thresholds and stuff like that, it's gonna be very easy to get with these guys. We do have an active skill. It's gonna create a domain inside Majin Buu. Power absorption and transformation boost category allies. Attack and defense 15, Majin Buu Saga category enemies and allies attack and defense was 15. That means if you have a transformation / power absorption character that's also on Majin Buu Saga, attack and defense plus 30%. Absolutely monstrous support. While this guy's also just kind of holding his own. This is another character where I honestly would not recommend having 2 of him. But having 2 of them isn't all that bad. I really don't like it when 2 characters have to like share a domain slot. But if it's the same character, it's a little bit easier for me to accept. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much just gonna be where this guy's at. Like I said, a big thing that does play into my rankings is how good the categories are right now. And Majin Buu Saga, specifically Majin Power, is just very powerful at the moment. You go and slot them at 4. Like I said, you can move these around, like the 4, 5, and 6 slots, you can move them around. But I think after Lord Slug right here, we're getting into like a tier of their own. All right, we got this guy done. We're gonna go ahead and do Daima Goku next. I know. Everybody's gonna get mad at me. I just don't like Daima Goku. I really don't. I acknowledge that he is very powerful, but I also have to acknowledge that when the game starts going, he is just not there. He's missing. He's MIA. As the game progresses, he does get significantly more powerful, and I think he does get up to Glorio level, but that takes a significant amount of turns. I want to go ahead and highlight one thing. Starting from the character's next attacking turn after a character evades the 5th attack in battle, or starting from the 6th turn from the character's entry turn, plus an additional attack 159 and attacks effective against all types. If they just gave this guy that, let's say like he dodges 3 attacks, or let's say they gave him every evades the 5th attack in battle, but take away the starting from the next attacking turn that he got the buff. If he got that buff in the middle of that turn, we'd be cooking. But the fact that they delay his this after he's already gotten the 5th attack is what's really holding this guy back for me. Like I said, he does great damage, kind of, for what he is. He does great damage, but once this kicks off is where you really start seeing like what Daima Goku should be, is when this part comes out. But yeah, it takes too long. Dodging 5 attacks, like come on. And then you have to wait. Or let's say you don't even get to that point starting from the 6th turn. 6th turn is too long. It's too long. 100%. When I hear 6 turns, I think of end of fight. 100% I think of end of fight. These fights are getting cleared up way too easily. We have monstrous teams like the Broly team. We have monstrous teams like the like the Glorios team, or the Majin Buu team, the Super Saiyan team. Like, we're not in these long battles anymore. We just aren't. Even me, I'm like a yellow tuna. I'm not exactly a whale. I'm not exactly a dolphin. I'm kind of like slightly from big fish, yellow tuna, dolphin, right? I'm in the middle of them. And I could acknowledge, with most of my units being in the range between 69% to about 90% is where most of my units are in that I use. This guy just takes way too long to get going. And that is just not acceptable when we get into like this tier of units. The only reason this guy is even up here, even though it does take him a while to get going, is he has a ridiculously high chance to dodge. He has really, really good damage reduction, and he does really, really good damage, but only after the evading. That is it. That is it. Only after the evading. Like I said, if this part, starting from the character's next attacking turn, after the character evades the 5th attack in battle, if it just said after the character evades the 5th attack in battle, and then he got the buff, and then started being attacks effective against all types, we'd be cooking. But the fact that it says starting from the character's next attacking turn, that pisses me off. That absolutely ruins the unit for me. I'm gonna go ahead and throw him right into 3. You could throw him in 2, like I said, but Glorio and Daimon Goku are just really in a league of their own. But yeah, he just takes too long. Where Glorio is good, it's very, very early, mid, and then going into late. Where Goku is good is literally just late. That's it. It's literally just late, and he's not supporting like Glorio is supporting the team. He's also a very, very greedy unit, but he's a very, very sturdy unit. He's very stable. Let's go and go for 2. Boom, Super Saiyan 3 Goku Angel. Okay, hear me out. 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 Jumps into the entrance animation. Chance of performing crit 50 for 5 turns. Okay, nice. Damage reduction of 90% upon the character's entry turn. Absolutely amazing. When there's another Majin Buu Saga category ally on the team. That's it. One Majin Buu Saga category ally on the team. That's it. That's it. Those are the conditions. You just need one on the team. There's one more condition. When there is another Majin Buu Saga category ally attacking in the same turn, you get more defense and guards all attacks as the first attack in the turn. And an additional attack 100 and launches an additional super attack as a second or third attack in the turn. That means you only need one Majin Buu Saga category ally on the team other than this Goku. And that guy has to pretty much stay on rotation with this Goku. Now, who does that end up working out very, very well for? Our number 9 slot right here, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Because they have different names. The other one is Super Saiyan 3 Goku Flat. This one is Super Saiyan 3 Goku Angel, because this is the one that fights Buu. The other one is the one from the DOKKANFEST movie. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Run these guys together. That's it. All they have to do is be on the same rotation. You get the full power of this Goku, and you get the full power of the other Goku. That's perfect, because you throw this guy in slot 1, throw the other one in slot 2. Cooking. That's it. That's his only condition. He just needs one Majin Buu Saga. So as long as one Majin Buu Saga card is good in the future, this guy will always be relevant. Because 90% damage reduction turn 1. Guarding turn 1. How his damage reduction drops precipitously, just like Topo does. Remember, it does also get down to no more than 90%, meaning that he's only going to lose the damage reduction he got his entry turn, and he's also going to build up damage reduction to 30. So when you get to like, so turn 9 is when he'll lose all of his damage reduction. He'll still be able to guard in the first slot, and he'll also still have his 30% damage reduction because you've been throwing off super attacks with this guy. He also has a great active skill. Basically, his active skill pops. What do you call it? Starting from the 4th turn. It's going to do decent damage. And then he's also going to have all his attacks become crits. That's it. That's really it. And on that turn, you can honestly throw him in the 2nd or 3rd slot, have him get that monstrous attack bonus, and then just go wailing on somebody. This guy's an absolute monster. He leads the Majin Buu Saga category. He leads, what do you call it? Otherworld Warriors as well, which is a terrible category in my opinion. Accelerated Battle is pretty powerful. But yeah, this guy will he will always be relevant if you need like a very, very quick battle. If the meta is for quick battles, he's going to be relevant forever. That is just how it is. That's it. Nothing more to say. We'll go ahead and slot him for 2. And then our number 1, we have, of course, the King, Glorio. Demonic power, 200%. He's going to get Battle of Wits, Accelerated Battle for his 170, and then Dragon Ball Seekers as his additional 30. So really, really nice. Let's go ahead and just start. So activates the entrance animation. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack for 1 turn from the character's entry turn. 200% to attack and defense. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. High chance of evading. Nice. Launches another additional attack has a great chance of becoming super attack as the second or third attacker in the turn. Third attacker is the key. All allies, 1 key, attack and defense for 50 for 3 turns as the third attacker in the turn. That means you can comfortably float this guy off. Bulma is only 2 turns that her support is. The LRSTR Bulma is only 2 turns. So this guy's even better. It's going to give a bigger chunk, and he's also going to make it to where if you have both of these guys as a floater, you pretty much infinitely spam this shit. Or you can just run like a Glorio as a main rotator, but you need to have him, what do you call it? You need to have him either off rotating every now and then having him swap out with the other third rotator, or you just have to lose out on all that extra support. Basically, you're always going to want this guy floating. You're always going to want him floating. Your third supporting floater should be somebody like either you should have the Super Easy A STR Broly supporting as the other third floater for the demonic power team, just because of how good the Brolys are, or you should be having like a character like Lord Slug come in and do the others, do the rest of the supporting with his domain and stuff like that. But yeah, this is just ridiculously powerful. This kind of just makes him. This kind of makes him go to. He's also just chucking out a ridiculous amount of attacks. But it was like 3 of them that we read just in the beginning. He's gonna get more stats when he attacks, more stats within the same turn with each attack that he performs, and he's throwing out so many additional attacks. He's also a Fizz unit, which means that additional is built into his hidden potential. Plus additional attack, 30 chance of evading attack, plus 10 up to 30 within the same turn with each super attack performed. That means more super attacks, the more chance he has to dodge. He already has a high chance to dodge, so he can get up to about an 80 pretty much. What do you call it? If you can get 3 of those supers out, which I mean, if you just get a little bit lucky, what do you call it? Launches an additional, but this is gonna be turn 1. Launches an additional has a great chance of becoming. There's a great chance. Launches an additional attack is a high chance. There's a high chance, just normally, that he'll get every single time. And launches another additional attack that has a great chance of becoming as a second or third attack. So there's 3 additionals right there. One of them is only for the first time, but the other 2 you're pretty much gonna get forever as long as the card's in the second or third slot. But yeah, ridiculous. Launches an additional super attack every time the character performs a super attack 3 or more times in battle, up to once within a turn. That means you're gonna throw your normal super attack. If it's turn 1, you have a great chance of throwing another super attack. Boom, there's your second. And then this is just normally what you have, a high chance right there. Boom, you get that. Boom, you automatically activate your very, very last ability down here to just perform a super attack. And then you also still have launches another additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack as a second or third. So you also have that to perform. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get up to 5, and then you have the hidden potential as well. So like, oh man, at 55%, this guy looks ridiculous. Obviously, as you get him into his poor man's rainbow, which is 79% with 2 dupes, or you even get him to like the actual rainbow, this guy gets ridiculous very, very quickly. He's getting ridiculous amounts of stats every single time he's supering. He's also, where is he at? Greatly raising attack and defense for 1 turn when he's supering, and he's also going to lower attack and defense, and attack plus 9% of defense plus 6% in battle. This guy is going to be absolutely stat padding. Absolutely stat padding. And the cool thing about this guy is that he is what you want a DOKKANFEST to be. We have all these shiny, gorgeous LR units right now. Gorgeous LR units right now. But we need some kind of like rounded out teams. That's what I want DOKKANFEST to be. I don't want DOKKANFEST to be like some big headliner. You're going to lead the team, etc., etc. Glorio does that, but he does that in like a sleeper way. Glorio, you're going to have him floating. You're going to have him floating with the other Glorio because you're going to want to run that demonic power team because it has units like the Brolys. It has units like all the Gohans. It has units like all the Nameks. All the Boos. So like, he plays his role perfectly. He plays his role perfectly. He is the king support. He has ridiculously high stats, ridiculous high chance to dodge, ridiculous, I already said it, supporting. Like he really does. He truly does do it all. He truly does do it all. He really does. So we're gonna go ahead and just slot him as the #1 guy right here. I truthfully, I think the only 2 guys that are really in like a league of their own in these I'd say top 5 right here is Glorio, and then Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku. I know people like absolutely hate this guy, but he's that guy. He's that guy. His abilities are too powerful. His stats might not be able to keep up with some of these newer units like Glorio, Goku, and then Buhan right here. But what he has inbuilt in his kit is something that you can't take away until bosses actually start taking away damage reduction and guard in the future, which they more than likely will. Trust me, our cards are getting way too powerful. What Glorio has is just he's just him. His pronouns are he, him. Absolutely amazing guy right here. Like I said, these two are probably like in the ZZZ tier. Like I think Glorio and Goku, like if you have the chance to get these, if you don't have these units, like you should be picking them up now. They're just too valuable not to have right now. What I've been telling people since we have the Daima banners out right now is you definitely want to go ahead and summon for Glorio. For Goku, you can skip. You can 100% skip. The cool thing is these guys should have a fast turnaround, so we should be seeing these guys come back on another banner within the next 2 to 3 months. So Glorio, I'm not quite sure how long he's going to stay in the meta because we do have a big turn of power creep coming in the 10th year anniversary. But we'll just see. We'll see. Maybe he's still very, very powerful. Maybe they give us some shiny new demonic power units to run with them. But yeah, Glorio's going to be here for a while. He's going to be here to stay. Yeah, he's really just him. That's really all I can say left about Glorio without without repeating the same thing I've said for the past 10 minutes. He is just absolutely amazing, guys. If you can get your if you can afford to do summons on Glorio, please try. Please try to get him, truthfully. And I'd say it's even more exacerbated for my point if you have the Broly team already. If you have the Broly team already, yeah, you definitely want to go ahead and what do you call it? Start summoning from like right now. Like I said, key things for Glorio, if you do have them right now, you're wondering like what teams I should get. We have literally all the Gohans, all the Majin Boos, what do you call it? All the Nameks. Like, oh man, this team can just get very, very out of hand. There's the rest of the Boos right there. We have the Lord Slugs for the demonic power. Like, yeah, guys, he's really just in a league of his own. Same thing with the accelerated battles, also a really, really good one. We have some Gokus in here. We have Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku. We have UI Goku right here. We have the Gammas. Gammas aren't very good at the moment. We have Janimbas. There was the MUI Goku. There's the other EZA Goku. This is the Majin Buu guys that we got the EZA for. Let's go Battle Wits. We have Roshi. Vegeta. Vegeta's actually a sleeper pick for this team. But yeah, like, this guy is just absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, if you have any of these guys right here, if you have any of these demonic power teams, please just go ahead and summon. Please just go ahead and summon. Just give it a shot. I mean, worst comes to worst, you don't pull them. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, keep in mind, unless you have these teams already specifically ready and the only thing you're missing is Glorio, don't bother summoning. He's going to come back in roughly 2 to 3 months. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for the video, guys. Sorry this was a longer one. I just really wanted to explain like why these units were just so popular for one, but why I also think that they should be where they are. Upon completing this list, I think if I were to change anything, it would probably just be this. But truthfully, I like running Boo more. I find his Ghost Usher is significantly more reliable in terms of Lord Slugs, his domain. His domain's only for 3 turns when he comes in, which, I mean, you know, to be fair, is good. But like the team's Lord Slug is on, it's kind of hard to run them because there's so many powerful units on demonic power. There's so many powerful units on we call accelerated battle and stuff like that. Because mostly when I'm running this guy, I'm only running Glorio. Like I'm running Glorio for my lead, right? Like so, I'm not running two Lord Slugs at all. Not running 2 Lord Slugs. The only characters I would run 2 of are the Glorio. I would run 2 of the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. 2 of the Master Roshis. Almost always 2 of the Master Roshis. And I would never really run 2 Boos or 2 Majin Buhans. Yeah, I think that's it. Glorio, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Master Roshi. Yeah, I think that's it in terms of who I'd run 2 of. Everybody else, you stick to it at 1. Which, by the way, when I'm saying this, stick to it only at 1, that means either have 1 as like your friend unit, or like in your main team, or have 1 as the leader of your team. So if you guys don't own any of these cards, for 1, Glorio right now, go summon for him, 100%. But if you are looking to use some of these cards, go go ahead and just look at the leader skills that they run, and then try to find as close to a leader skill that you have for your leader, and then just pick these guys up as a friend unit. I would always recommend people try out friend units first before you actually go and, you know, spend your stones trying to get a unit, because you will find that some units, like on paper, do look significantly worse than what you would have thought they significantly worse than what you thought they'd be coming into the mix. A couple of ones I can name out right now, just like on his top 10 list, is Daima Goku. He's significantly worse than like what he's has on paper, but like I explained earlier in the video, it's only because they put a stupid condition surrounding him, basically gatekeeping his power into the end of the, or to the medium / end of the fight. And then I would say maybe, nah, I think it's just Goku. I think everybody else checks out. They're pretty much what you get on paper is what you're gonna see. Maybe Fat Boo is another one that like is kind of sleeper. Like what he has on paper seems better than it actually is when you're actually in the game. But that's probably just due to age. He's an older unit at this point as well. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you guys have a similar list to me, go ahead and let me know down below. I hope that I got, you know, some representation for everybody's favorite characters on here. Like I said, this is simply just a TUR list. This is not a like a easy A list or a super easy A TUR list. This is just the TURs that don't have the easy A that has came out in 2024. Well, I mean, besides Vegeta, but you know, he's a little bit of an anomaly. These are just the best of the best right here that don't have any extra gimmicks, easy A's, super easy A's, etc. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you all later. Hopefully I can get the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta video up, but I still don't know what I'm going to do for it. All I want to say is that he's absolutely amazing. I'll see y'all later.